Hi, Leo. So I am Jody with Soul Purpose Tarot. In case this is your first time stopping on my channel, welcome. I live in Carmel, Indiana. And if you have watched me before, you know I just got back from vacation. I went out to Scottsdale to see a friend and made a trip to Sedona. Honestly, I was not that impressed with Sedona. Too many people, too touristy, and I couldn't find any of the vortexes. And, but you know what? I have my own little piece of heaven here in my apartment. I have made it specifically like that. I have all of my crystals, and I have all of my beautiful colors, and who needs to go to Sedona? Although I will say, what I saw on the trip was, I've been out west before, so it was just a reminder of how much I really, really like to travel. But anyway, I'm a week behind on all of my readings because I came home for vacation and then proceeded to get sick. Self-inflicted by eating a bunch of crap that I shouldn't have. Mostly it was artificial sweeteners and stuff because I don't eat sugar. And my body is like super sensitive to things anymore. And I made myself sick and it took me several days to get over it. And it's all my fault. I don't want those. All my fault. And so if there's any of you that are struggling with health issues right now, it's highly likely it's stuff you're eating. I know that's not what you want to hear. But I can give you an example. I forgot what Quest bars do to me. So I ate a Quest bar on Tuesday. And as soon as I ate that Quest bar, I got a tightness in my chest and I started coughing. So there's something in there, chemically enhanced protein bar that I can't eat anymore. And then I accidentally made myself sick eating too many Lily's chocolates. Lily's is a stevia and a erythritol sweetened chocolate bar. And this is kind of funny, I think. I bought a bunch of Lily's chocolates when I was out at Sprouts in Scottsdale because they had them two for $5. Well, normally a Lily's bar is like $4 a bar. I mean, it's like gold, precious gems, and you just eat a very few of them, and it does what it needs to do. And so Sprouts has these bars on sale, 2 for $5, and some that I've never tried before. So I grabbed a bunch, threw them in my cooler, and took off for Denver. And I spent Saturday in Denver visiting a friend and my aunt and uncle. When I got to my aunt and uncle's house, my Lily's chocolates had gotten submerged in water. So here I have about 9 or 10 bars of chocolate that I have got laid out on paper towels, and I'm dabbing the water off of them and then trying to package them back up in some sort of paper so they don't all stick together because I'm not throwing those in the trash. But anyway, so I got home, I stuck them in a big old giant gallon freezer bag and broke them up in small pieces and stuff. Well, because I didn't realize how much of that I was eating, I'd get in and eat a bite and here a bite and there a bite and everywhere a bite. And then I ended up like sicker than a dog from eating too many Lily's chocolates. And it doesn't affect me, like, you know, it doesn't make my stomach hurt. It doesn't do anything that way. What it does is it's like my body, when it's trying to detox, all of my joints hurt, all of my muscles hurt. It feels like I'm getting the flu. And I lay in bed at night and it's like my body turns into a furnace from here down to my like hips. And it's like, I swear if you stuck a meat thermometer in me, I'm like 150 degrees. No, 450 degrees. And it's just like, I feel like it's trying to burn those toxins out of my system. I'm not sweating or anything like a normal hot flash. So anyway, I'm sorry I digress. I'm sure you guys don't want to hear about that, but it was kind of funny. So anyway, if you're not feeling good, check on what you're eating. Okay, so this is Leo. The first one that came up was the Five of Cups, and it feels like Leos are at the moment feeling a little sorry for themselves because they, I'm like, if you can see this guy, he's got his head down. He's got 2 cups behind him. He's got 3 cups that are laying down, spilled on the ground. And it looks to me like he's kind of like going, this is what everything is wrong. And behind him, he's got, the sunset, and he's got 2 cups that are still standing, but he's not focusing on that part. He is focusing on the negative that has happened or he's in the process of having happen. 8 of Wands. So this one, like my camera keeps having problems focusing. This one has something to do with fast communication. So somebody is on their way, and this doesn't feel like it's romantic. So somebody is on their way to tell you something, and is it a secret? Let's see what the next card is. 10 of Pentacles. So this was in the reverse position. It feels like it has something to do with work. You're going to find out something, kind of like your boss from work is going to tell you something that is going to affect your work, possibly negatively. Not horribly negatively. It doesn't feel like it's like you're getting told that you're going to lose your job or anything, but it feels like he's coming to say, you know what, we're going to change some things around to make it more efficiently. Well, meaning they're changing things around to make more efficiently for their bottom line. And what it is going to do is going to put more work on your shoulders. So be prepared for that. And you're going to be really pissy about that. And it's going to go back to this of like, you're going to be like, God, and bitching about that, about your job. But instead, you probably just need to be grateful you have a job, and that it's really not that bad. It's just kind of frustrating because you don't like being told to do any more than I do, probably. Next card this is the Knight of Cups in reverse. So okay, so the boss comes to tell you something. He tells you only part of the story and not the whole story, what that feels like. And if you knew the whole story, it would be beneficial to you, but they're not ready to divulge the whole thing to you, unfortunately. So when they come to you and they tell you whatever it is they're getting ready to tell you, you might just kind of say, there's some, what are you not telling me? And see if you can get the rest of the story out of them. If you have the right person, excuse me, if you're talking to the right person, they'll fess up in a heartbeat. Because they're probably the kind of person that is just dying to tell a secret, and all they need is someone to just ask about it. But they've been told, don't tell anybody. Just keep the rest of that under hats for now. But because they know the whole story and you ask them, so, all right, what's going on? Are we having problems with the company? Are we losing business? Are we worried about Amazon taking over? Are we worried about a new competitor that's in town? See if you can find out what the rest of the story is so you have all of your facts, because they're not telling you everything is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Page of Swords. Gosh. Okay. Queen of Swords and Page of Swords. You know what? Actually, this goes along. Okay. This is usually like thoughts and conversations. Someone not telling you everything, holding. Let me think about this. That was in reverse. Okay, let's think about this. Page of Swords is usually immature communication. But I just said that if you get the right person, they're going to spill the beans, and that kind of goes along with that. You've got somebody in the midst of it that will tell you what's going on if you can just find the right person. And I feel like this, like Queen of Swords, is kind of like the head honcho of the company or something, and holding back secrets. It feels like there's some secrets that are wanting to come out, and somebody knows what they are if you can just get them to divulge it. I'm going to do some clarifiers on this because this is kind of, something feels kind of fishy here. I'll just do clarifiers on all of these. I don't normally do that, but I'm going to today. Let's do some clarifiers. Okay. And I just got some new cards in Amazon, just dropped off. Miracles Now. And the first thing it said was, Dear Spirit Junkie. I was like, yeah, that's me. And the other one is Daily Positive Thoughts and Affirmations. So I may or may not use these in today's reading for you Leos, but we'll see. Okay, so what's up with the secrets? There was another reading I did last month, and there was some secrets at work that came out, and shit was about to hit the fan. And I had a guy that commented that that was exactly what was going on. I think he was trying to blow the whistle on somebody, and they were trying to bring him down because he was causing some problems. Like, I hope that worked out for him. One more. Let's get one more. There it is. All right. Oh, there's a tower moment in here. All right. Yep, that makes sense. Okay. So this was you feeling sorry for yourself and not looking at the good side. And then the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so Four of Pentacles in the upright position is usually someone hanging on to their money. How would these two come together? So maybe this is just you at this point in time, is like you feel like you spent some money where you shouldn't have, and you're like feeling bad about yourself because, well, come to think of it, a couple of weeks ago, like the last couple of months, you guys had a lot of money going out the window. And now you're like, hanging on, you're wanting to hang on tight, but it feels like you're having some issues with some of the money that you spent and questioning, should I have done that? Should I have done that? Should I have done that? That's what that feels like. Okay, so we had the Eight of Swords and some fast communication coming. I felt like that was coming from work. And the Six of Wands. Okay, so this feels like finally the communication is coming that you wanted, and you've known something has been up for a while, and whoever hasn't been speaking up, I think it feels like you've had a hunch that there's been some issues for a while. I feel like this all has to do with work-related stuff. There's been some stuff brewing for a while, and now because the Eight of Swords is coming out, you're finally going to find out what some of that stuff is. That does kind of go along with that. And the Ten of Pentacles was in reverse, and now the Six of Swords. So, yeah, like, this feels like the word bankruptcy is coming to mind. Like your company is scared that they're going to go bankrupt or something. Because the Six of Swords would be kind of like they're swimming their way out, and they're over the worst and into the better part of it. But this in the reverse position to me feels like you're like in the thick of it right now, and things are kind of going downhill instead of uphill. And some adjustments are trying to be made to fix things, but it might be a little bit too late for that to happen. And this was where someone was not telling you something, someone who had information that wasn't telling you, but then we've decided that there's somebody that if you get the right person, you can find out the information you need to. You just need to know who to go to. And the King of Swords, yeah, that goes along with that. Someone has the information and is ready to speak on it. You just have to figure out who the right person is. And Knight of Pentacles. Yep, see, this is all about money. And then the Tower moment. See, everything feels like it all has to do with it feels like a company who has tried to keep their head above water for a long time, and they're having money problems. They're just now starting to let their employees, by making, it's kind of like they should have been making these shifts 2 years ago, but they kept ignoring the signs and ignoring, and now it's 2 years too late down the road. They're trying to make those adjustments, but I feel like it's a little bit too late to make some of these adjustments. I also feel, for whatever reason, that if this is like a majorly big company that's been around for a long time, I feel like there's going to be some shakeup up in the big office, like CFOs, CEOs, presidents of this, and people that have been around for a while, and it's like all of a sudden someone goes, you know what? That person's the reason that we're in this problem, and he gets paid way too much. Get him out of here. We've got to shake some shit up and get this taken care of, and he's the reason that we're in this problem right now. So don't be surprised if that happens where you work, if there's some shakeup in the main office, with someone that someone that had been there for 30 years or something. All of a sudden you find out that he has left, or he took an early retirement. He, she, whatever, took an early retirement because it's probably was a forced retirement. It wasn't like we're going to give you a big severance pay, but that's what they're going to say because they're going to save face. So just know that that's what's going on. Man, I'm losing my voice. It's because I've been coughing all week. Coughing up all the crap that I congested and ingested and blah. Okay, so let's talk about some emotions here. What kind of, okay, if this is work related and there's absolutely nothing that you can do about it at the moment, you know what? I don't normally do future stuff, because the future changes. Every minute of every day, the future changes. But for right now, I am going to see what the future outcome is for you. And how is this going to affect you on a day-to-day basis? We'll throw it out to 6 months, at least for the next 6 months. I feel like everything's going to be okay for the next 6 months. There's not going to be any major adjustments. Maybe a little bit more work put on your plate for the next 6 months, but it's not like you're not going to lose your job or anything. You're not going to get a pay cut. So at least for the next 6 months, everything's going to be okay. But, let's see if there's any words of wisdom that they say. 10 of Wands. Okay, so that just came out. And basically, that's just kind of like a lot of burden. So you're feeling a lot of burden right now. But you need to not worry about that because there's not anything you can do about it. And at this moment in time, they have assured you. This is the 9 of Cups. So it's like, I feel like they are assuring you, oh yeah, everything's fine. Everything's perfect. We're sitting pretty. I mean, look at that. Look at the guy. He's sitting there very smug with all of his cups, thinking that he has got, everything just perfect. And that's what work is telling you. Everything's perfect. Oh, we've got it under control. We're taking care of it. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know that you should believe them. So this is the Ten of Cups in the reverse position. So that's your happy life, happy home life, happy family. And it's in reverse. So I have a feeling that this stress from work is going to start affecting your home life. Don't let it. Or try not to let it get you down. I mean, there's not really anything that you can do about it. I mean, your thoughts and your emotions are the only thing that you can control. So if you feel like leaving that job is the best thing for you, have a discussion with your spouse or whatever, but, try not, at this point in time, I'm seeing that the sky is falling, Chicken Little. I feel like when this conversation goes down, if it hasn't gone down, when it goes down, your first response is going to want to go, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. The sky is not falling right now. So you need to chill out a little bit and let things play out. And when and if the time to move happens, you will intuitively know when that time is. It is not right now. You are safe. Everything is good. And you don't need to worry about it. But that is something that could potentially happen. I'm saying that could happen probably in the next couple of weeks. This conversation or this adjustment. The Knight of Swords. That was the next one that came out. So I feel like that one's, to me, that's like somebody's to the rescue. So it almost feels like somebody's going to come and buy the company. And that's kind of how everything gets rectified. That's why it's like some stuff's going on right now, but then, like a bigger company comes in and says, oh, you guys are having problems. We've been through this before. We'll take over. We have people, places, and things in place for that kind of thing. And so we can help you. And that's, again, going to mean more adjustments, because anytime anybody comes over and takes over a company, they're going to have their own way of doing things. But that doesn't necessarily mean that, a job is going to get lost. So this is actually the Four of Cups. If you can keep yourself from being bitter, because I feel like when I see this gal, she's very bitter. Someone is trying to hand her something, which is the Ace of Cups, which is the good, and she's sitting there with her arms crossed, and she's like, no, I'm not going to take it. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Yeah, and that was, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. That's what I'm going to call this. Because you could be stubborn and want to stay in your old ways. And the reason that the company that you got that you work for, and this, let me back up for a second. This feels like this has to do with where you work. This does not have to do with where you work. It could be a relationship, or it could be anything where someone is coming in and saying, our old ways were not working. We need to make some adjustments. You need to go with the flow and make the adjustments, because if you stick to your old ways is what got you in this situation in the first place. Old ways is what got the company in this situation in the first place. Old ways got your relationship in this way in the first place. So if somebody comes in with some bigger, better, brighter ideas, pay attention to that and don't look a gift horse in the mouth. There is somebody there that is trying to help you and rescue you. So don't stay stuck in your stubborn ways. I guess that is what the moral of this whole reading is. Is someone is trying to help you, and don't cut your own foot off or nose or to spite yourself or whatever that phrase is. All right, so we're at 24 minutes. I'm going to use some of my new cards here and see what these are the Miracles Now. And see if there's any last words of advice that the universe has for you during this time of, I feel like it's a little bit of a shake-up. You know, it's kind of like we all don't like change. Nobody likes change. And when someone comes in and tries to change things, it kind of upsets our apple cart. And some of us, me being one of them, I mean, nobody really likes change, but, you know, depending on how you handle it, I allow people to witness their behavior so I can help them move beyond it. I allow people to witness their behavior so I can help them move beyond it. Okay, so this is the universe saying this. I allow people to witness their behavior so I can help them move beyond it. Okay. So however you're going to handle this, your behavior is going to get shown, and the universe is going to help you move beyond it. Okay, I have to learn how to read these. This is the universe saying this, I believe. Let's see what this one says. I measure my success by how much fun I'm having. I definitely agree with that. If I'm not having fun, then I need to move on. If I'm not having fun, I need to adjust my attitude. If I'm not having fun, something's not right. And this one says, if you want to feel supported, I must support myself. Oops, there's two there. So if you're not feeling supported, you can't make other people do it for you. You're going to have to do it yourself. And the last one says, peace is in my pulse. So if you're not feeling peace at this moment, you can do that for yourself, but it may take some practice. So anyway, Leo, this is for the first half of November. I will see you middle of November. I'm sorry these are running a little behind, but like I said, I was on vacation. And I would love it if you would like or subscribe or share or comment, say anything bad or good. Let me know if you like it, if you dislike it. But I guess the bottom line is, don't let what's getting ready to happen or what is going to happen, what's going on right now, affect you negatively. It's going to work out. There's going to be some changes, and you just need to go with the flow. So everybody have a great week. I'll see you in 2 weeks.